Hello and welcome to this WiMON installation guide, where I'll be guiding you through installing the WiMON into your Raspberry Pi and also booting up for the first time. So our plan today will be first to visit the WiMON link in order to register and obtain the license key. Second part will be to download the license key file and also the Raspberry Pi OS image, which have the WiMON already preloaded in it. Thirdly, we'll write the OS image to an SD card using a Raspberry Pi imager and write the license key file to a USB thumb drive. Lastly, we'll go to our Raspberry Pi and plug everything into it to boot up for the first time. So the first step to install and download the WiMON is to go into this link, www.turbotenna.com/en/WiMON. After you activate the WiMON through this link, you will have all the files you need in order to install the WiMON. So on the middle of this field here, you have two fields. The first is the email address, which is used to link the license key to it. And the second part would be your WiMON license key, where you can obtain it from the physical package when you receive the product, along with the WiMON dongle and also the WiMON antenna. So I'll type my email address now. And also the license key for demonstration. Click activate on the green button here, and it should say WiMON activation is successful. On the bottom here, you'll have three fields. The first one, three buttons. The first one is the installation manual. Second one is the license key file that you need to download along with the Raspberry Pi OS with the WiMON software already preloaded. To download the license key, click on that one and it shall download the license key for you. Last step would be to download the Raspberry Pi OS. So to download that, click on the download link here, accept the disclaimer and click download. Click download here and save it wherever is convenient for you, and we'll come back once it's finished.
One eternity later.
Okay, so after you have finished downloading the Raspberry Pi image, I have saved this image on my C drive, the root of the C drive here. You can then open up any of your favorite SD card imager, and I'll be using Raspberry Pi OS imager. So Raspberry Pi imager. Over here you can choose your Raspberry Pi device. Our supported devices are Raspberry Pi 5, Raspberry Pi 4, 02W and Raspberry Pi 3, I believe. For demonstration, I'll be using a Raspberry Pi 5, so I'll be clicking that. And on the operating system, choose OS, click on that, scroll to the bottom and choose Use Custom. Find the OS image, which is right here, click Open, wait for it to load. It may take maybe one or 2 minutes. The OS has loaded into this imager. And lastly, choose storage. My SD card reader is at D drive. Click on that one, click next. And would you like to apply custom settings? For now, let's not do any custom settings. Click no. All existing data on SD card reader device will be erased. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Wait for it to write.
5 minutes later.
And after you're finished writing the image to the SD card, it will say you can now remove the SD card from the reader. Click continue, and the folder it display on the D drive, the SD card should look like this. We're nearly there. The last step is to write the WiMON license key file to a SD card or a USB thumb drive. And the reason for that is you need to transfer this license key file to the Raspberry Pi OS, and for it to register the device to this license key. So what we need to do is I've already inserted a USB thumb drive, and it is at D drive here. You will want to format this, so I'll do that now. You want to format this as NTFS or FAT32, whatever you have, and click set start. Click OK. Wait for it to format. Format complete. And basically we just need to drag the file, the WiMON license key, to D drive here. And make sure the license key is in D drive. For the last part of the tutorial, I will be showing you how to physically connect the WiMON dongle and also the antenna to the Raspberry Pi. Here we have a Raspberry Pi 5, and also an SD card with the WiMON Raspberry Pi OS image installed, and also the USB thumb drive. I'm using just a card reader for loading the license key into the OS. So what we should do first is to screw the antenna to the WiMON adapter. Make sure it hand tight, and then on the Raspberry Pi 5 you should use the lower left corner of the USB adapter. Okay, and well, I don't need to use the mouse, so I remove that, and then plug in the SD card reader, the thumb drive, into any of the other slots on the USB adapter. Lastly, put the SD card into the Raspberry Pi. And finally, you want to power up the Raspberry Pi 5. This is a custom-made power adapter. It can output 5 volts at 5 amp at least, so it should be enough for the Raspberry Pi 5 since it is very power hungry. It draws the power through a laptop brick, a laptop PSU, so it should have enough juice for powering up the Raspberry Pi 5. So let me connect that now. So after you connect, you should see a green light here. Presumably, sometimes it will turn red, and in that case you need to push this little button here. When it goes red, it usually means that your power supply does not provide enough amps for the Raspberry Pi 5. So make sure you have a very strong power adapter, power supply. So you need to wait for about 1 or 2 minutes because it needs to read the license key from the thumb drive into the OS itself. It will reboot itself. So we just need to wait and wait until you can find the access point of this WiMON adapter.
2 very boring minutes later.
So going to my desktop here, we shall click the Wi-Fi button, and our WiMON access point is already up and running. Remember, when I click connect, I should go through straight away. With you could probably have a prompt to ask you to enter the password, and the password is Raspberry. So let me click connect now.
A few moments later.
So we are connected, but we don't have any internet. But that's okay. We just want to use the WiMON to access our desktop, our GUI of our Raspberry Pi system. So how can you do that? You can open an app called Real VNC Viewer. You can download it from the website. And what you want to do is you enter the IP address of the Raspberry Pi, which is 192.168.10.1 and :5901 for the port. Click enter. It shall prompt you with this unencrypted connection, blah blah blah, but you don't need to worry about it because we are accessing the Raspberry Pi through our access point, WiMON access point, and shall be rather secure. So okay, capsules on. And what is the password? The password would be Raspberry, RASPBERY. Click enter, and we're in. We have connected to our Raspberry Pi. Right. And obviously you can also use this function on your iPad, iPhone, Android devices, whatever you can name it. So I hope this tutorial is easy to follow and easy to understand, and thank you very much for purchasing WiMON. If you have any questions, please leave us an email and visit our website to check out more of our products. Thank you.